Hi Libras, this is Paulette from Water Chariot Tarot, and I'm going to be doing your general weekly read, which is going to be like 2 weeks within whatever information is coming through or what you need to know, what's coming towards you, is going to be within the 2 week mark, okay? So before I get started, I want to let some of you guys know that whatever tools I use during my reading, I will leave some links in the comments, and you guys can take a look to see where I purchased these items. And also I have my own products as well that you guys can look at and buy. All right, so let's go ahead and get into your reading, and we're gonna go ahead and pick one oracle card and see what Spirit has to tell you about what's going on with you in general in the next 2 weeks. So we're gonna go ahead and shuffle quickly and get right into it. All right, here we go. All right, Spirit. What do we need to tell Libra right now in general? What's coming towards them in the next 2 weeks? Okay, that came out quickly. All right. Okay, so you ended up getting the King of the Fairy Realm. Okay, so this card has to do with renewals, death and rebirth, and journey. This card reminds me of the Death card. Okay, so there's just certain things that are going to be dying and being removed out of your way, because you're going to be set off in general into like a brand new journey in your life, whether it's work, a business, if it's just family or your lover, whoever it is, whatever's going on with you, there's something that's going to be removed, and it's going to bring something brand new out of the removal or the death of the situation. But it's going to give you some personal power, and it's going to give you a lot of strength after everything is said and done. And it's just going to renew you. It's going to renew your new path and renew everything around you. So we're just going to go ahead and see what comes out for this, okay? So Spirit, please give me 4 cards to give us a little bit more information about the King of the Fairy Realm. There we go. Let's keep going. Yeah, you're going to be within that moment. You're probably going to be in that space of really trying to make the right choices in a specific situation, but you're going to take time to really think things through and see what's going to come out of the situation, whatever it really is. But as we throw the tarot cards, they'll let me know a little bit more of what it's concerning. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this real quick. All right, Spirit, clarify this information, please. That came out quick. So you got the Page of Pentacles. So yeah, there's something brand new, some kind of new investment that's trying to come in, but it's also like great news for you, something that's going to set you off into a different direction in your life. Okay, let me see if I can get one more. Okay. All right, so what you ended up getting is the Devil card, the Ace of Cups, and the Five of Cups. Okay, so whatever's coming through in the next 2 weeks, and it could also be that something that has already transpired for you, but Spirit is kind of giving you confirmation of this. So there could have been a possibility of a new situation that can come through for you, that is more stable, that at first it sounds like it's a good news, something that's going to be more stable and solid in the beginning, something that has like a good foundation. But what's happening is with this new news or this new opportunity attached with it, it's something that either it's going to stress you out something that's going to take away from you mentally, like your mental health. It's going to cause some issues. And I'm going to lay some more cards down, because so far, like right now, I'm seeing a lot of cups. So this may have to do with a relationship, but we'll just keep throwing some cards down just to get more clarity. But for some, this could be a relationship. Maybe there was an offer that came in that seemed to sound good at one moment. It was supposed to bring stability into a situation where things were going to go in a different direction, and you guys are going to be set off into something good. But the problem is, what's still attached is the issue. So for some, it could have been that there are some issues within a relationship or somebody that you're interested in, and they probably said that they're going to make some changes, or both of you are going to work on this situation and make it better. But the thing is that the elephant is still in the room. There's still an issue here that is not going away. So either you, your person, have some sort of addiction, or there's a lot of sadness and depression attached to this person between you and them. Like you guys are bonded, but in a bad way, and probably from bad experiences. And so this Ace of Cups that wants to come through with this Page of Pentacles, somebody is looking back at what didn't work, even though there's a possibility of turning the whole situation around. And so I think that's why this card came out for you, the King of the Fairy Realm, because it talks about death and rebirth. And so in order to have a good relationship with someone, if you're wanting to continue to work with them and have more of a stable foundation with them, you know that there's certain things about this particular relationship that has brought you down, both of you down, that has made you both codependent to each other, or just there's just too much between you two, too much arguments, or too much, like it can even turn into something where it got physical, like assault. But you guys are in a place where there's memories behind all of the stuff that happened, even though there is an opportunity to put these things to rest, to let these bad experiences and situations between you and this person die. And at times we still tend to look back at the things that didn't work within this relationship, and it's keeping us from moving forward. Now, if this is for some of you where there's a brand new person that's coming in that is capable of offering you something a little bit more stable, and they're telling you they want to invest in you and offer you new love, a new beginning, new type of romance and love, it's going to bring you back to something that you had with somebody else. And you're probably fearing to enter into something new because of what didn't work for you in the past. So Spirit's telling you it's time to let all of that go, because there's going to be this new movement right now in your love journey, where there's going to be a death to all the things that were negative, and a rebirth of new love and stability is coming in for you, and it's going to make you feel like, okay, I'm in a good place now. I can trust this. I can move forward in this, and I'm going to be okay. And it's going to give you a personal power that you need, and you're going to feel renewed in this newer relationship if it's a new person. And if it's a person that you already have dealt with, and you guys are trying to go back at this again and try to have better things in your relationship, there's certain things that you guys have to face and talk about that need to get resolved before you guys can have the stability and this brand new Ace of Cups, this brand new love. All right, so let's go ahead and let me see what the Devil card is about. I think I already have a feeling of what the Page of Pentacles is. Maybe I'll come back to it and try to clarify it, but I know it's just a new offer that's there. So let's clarify the Devil and see what is going on here. So it seems like somebody was really fixated on wanting to work this situation out, and maybe to the point where that's all they thought about. Look at, so the Three of Pentacles. So in reverse, okay? So it looks like one person was working super hard on the relationship and the other person did shit. And so usually the Three of Pentacles is somebody, the Three of Pentacles when it's on the upright like this, is somebody who's willing to work with somebody else, come together and, you know, commit into building something successful together and collaborate. It came out in the reverse. And so if it's in the reverse, it means that the person kind of did stuff here and there to try to make it work in some ways and try to commit, but it wasn't as much as the other person did. So one person was doing all the work and the other person wasn't doing as much, and I think that's what caused a lot of the issues, and it brought you guys into the Four of Pentacles where you felt a loss because whoever was doing all the work was getting so stressed out to the point that they're like, you know what, fuck this. Like, this is too much for me. Like, it's not fair that I do everything and I do it all. This person is barely given the minimum, and it puts you in a place where now you feel like you're at a loss in this relationship, and you're trying to hold on to what you got for yourself, and you're blocking your heart from giving any more to this person. And at some points too, what's happening here is that at the same time, even though we see here that one is doing more than the other, we understand that there's stress and then there's codependencies and there's something bad attached to this relationship. Even though we experience the loss here and we're trying to take control and hold on to this, that's what we're doing. That's the problem, is that we're continuing to hold on to this and not really trying to fix what the real problem is. And this is going to make this relationship go super sour. There is an opportunity for things to go stable and get better, but if we don't face it and look at and come in with the truth, come in quickly and make these big changes, this is going to remain the way it is. But I have a feeling, because the Knight of Swords came out, there is an opportunity for all of this to change and to move forward, and just kind of move out of what this is right here, whatever toxic situation this was. And there's also an opportunity for both of you to be very direct and honest with each other and tell each other what's going on. Okay, so that's what we have for that. Let's go ahead and move on to the, I guess I'll clarify the Ace of Cups so we can look at that too. Okay, so let's quickly go into that. All right, Spirit, show me the Ace of Cups, please. Show me the Ace of Cups. Okay, so the card that, one of the cards that popped out is the Temperance in the reverse for the Ace of Cups. Now, one of the things the Spirit is saying is that there is this possibility, you know, to have something new and wonderful. And you also got the Hangman. But the problem is that there's an impatience in the situation. Yeah, look at, there's the Three of Swords. There's an imbalance going on between you and this person, and you guys are clashing with each other instead of working with each other and being patient with one another. And the thing is that all we're focused on, because this has to do with perspective and looking at things and having a moment to just not go into anything, it's a moment for you to look at something different so that way you'll be able to let it go. But what you're really focused on, it's right next to this card, is you're more focused on what hurt you so bad as far as this relationship. What they did to cause harm to you, or what you both did to each other. So the impatience and the imbalance and always combating with each other and clashing, is going to cause for this new cup of love not to happen if you guys don't have a different perspective and look at what was painful and look at what wasn't working for you guys, the betrayal. Once you guys look at it and you both discuss what the problem was and get through it, and like I said, talk about the elephant in the room, then you guys are going to be set free to have the Three of Cups, where you guys can reunite, celebrate, and be in a better standing in your relationship, and things are going to be better between the both of you. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Five of Cups. All right, so here's the Five of Cups. This is what you ended up getting. So the Five of Cups has to do with sadness and grief, abandonment and guilt, even regrets, and just going through mourning and heartbreak. And you're just like, whoever it is focusing on the loss. Okay, so what you got so far is the Judgment, the King of Wands in reverse. Some of you may have dealt with the Aries, Libra, or Sag. I also see Pisces here. It doesn't have to be. I see Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces as well. And I see some earth sign. Okay. So what you also got is the Four of Swords in reverse. And then again, the Death card. Remember I mentioned the Death card with this? This is what's happening right now, okay? So the situation at hand right now, the focus of everything that went wrong, like I told you, if you get to this place where you guys realize that there is conflict between the both of you, and you guys realize what the conflict is and what caused the heartbreak, and you guys look at it differently, and your person looks at the situation differently as well, it's going to set you free to be able to reignite this situation, to make a judgment on what you want to do, to either renew this situation or leave it the way it is, to forgive all that happened between you and this person. Now, for some of you who this is not somebody that you're dealing with, but you did have something shady happen to you prior, and you have somebody brand new coming in, and they're offering you something good, you're still dealing with this past situation, and you really need to heal, because if you don't, you're going to miss out on an opportunity to be with someone, because you're still dealing with the hurts and the betrayals and everything that happened between you and this person, and why things didn't work. But you have an opportunity to have something brand new. And so it could have been that you could have been dealing with someone who was at one point wasn't thinking about anybody else but them. They're very selfish. They were rude. They're very forceful, maybe to the point where they're super controlling and impulsive. And like I think I mentioned earlier, that there could have been assault. Usually a King of Wands in reverse can go to that point where they can assault you, or there can be like domestic violence in the situation. If this is a domestic violence situation, I would say to you, is it worth having this back in your life? Are you worthy of the punches and the slaps and the hits? Are you worthy of that, Libra? I don't think so. You have to call a judgment on this situation. And I think you're going to find mental clarity and strength with the Four of Swords to release yourself from something that's keeping you so isolated and feeling less than. And I think with this Death card, you're going to be putting this situation to rest. You're going to let this go and have a spiritual transformation. I think that's where the renewal card is, the death and rebirth. All of this is going to be put to death, so that way you can find your peace of mind. You're going to be awakened, and your eyes are going to be open about this person. you're going to be awakened to this. And then that's when the letting go and the endings are going to take place, and it's going to help you transition into a different journey with just you. And it's a time for you to release and to forgive. Now, for some of you, if this is not an abusive relationship and it's just someone that just really didn't see eye to eye and all you guys did was fight, and this person was not on their best standing, because clearly when the king is in reverse, you don't want to deal with any, even if it's the King of Wands, the King of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the King of Swords, any one of them that turns upside down and they come out in the reverse, that is not the person you want to deal with, because they bring out the worst part of themselves in that sign. And the King of Wands is not a person you want to deal with, because how they treat you. And so I think you're going to realize that you deserve to be treated better. And so you're going to go ahead and release this entire situation. Even though there was a possibility to renew the situation, this person might be telling you, hey, I want to work this out. Just let me back in, let me back in. But Spirit is telling you and letting you know that this could be your outcome. You can let this go and have something else come in for you that's a whole lot better, and get the healing that you need. Now, if it's a situation where the person was just a bit too much and they weren't putting their end of the bargain, I think you're going to try to figure out, well, no, I think you might let this go. And I think you should. Because I only see one person doing their part and the other person isn't. And maybe the person that wasn't doing a whole lot but caused a lot of this conflict and a lot of this hurt is the one that's trying to bring this back together. But the thing is that you're seeing the devil, and you're also experiencing the Five of Cups. And that's not fair to you. It's not. But I think Spirit is telling you, just release all of this so you can be open to something that is more of a Page of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, something that comes in that's better for you, and more stable. So let's go ahead and see what your advice cards could be, or the outcome cards, and then we'll end it there. Okay, Libra? So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, Spirit, please give me an advice cards or the outcome cards for Libra. Okay, yeah. So you got the, I believe this is the Six of Swords. You are, Spirit is telling you, advising you to move on. It's telling you to go get your healing, go on to smoother waters, go somewhere away from this situation and go on a different journey. And look at, you got the Two of Wands. So you have the world right in front of you. You have it in your hands. You have two paths to take. Either you stick here and you deal with all this nonsense, or you go ahead and pick the other choice, that you have the other path, and make a choice that's better for you. Make plans. Go somewhere where you feel like you can grow and have a better situation. But at the same time, you're going to find your healing as well. I advise people all the time, do not get into another relationship if you're not healed yet, because it's just going to cause conflict and you're just going to attract the same thing. So at this moment, Spirit is telling you to find your healing and move forward and get a peace of mind, and then plan for your future, even if it's just for yourself for a little while. And look, at Spirit's telling you to be alone for a little while. This is the Nine of Pentacles, and this is a person who's super independent, does really well on their own. They're very admirable. People look at them and they're in awe by this person, because this person can do it all by themselves. They're very abundant. Whatever they invest in, that's what they do. They invest into something for long term. This is somebody that is stable and can be considered someone that can be relied on. And so Spirit is telling you, do the healing work. Make the choice the right path that is for you, that's going to send you off into a good place where you're stable on your own. And I'm sure something's going to come in for you. Yeah, it's saying Two of Pentacles, balance yourself out. You're going to balance yourself out. Okay, let's see if we can get one more. Look at cycles, the world, and ending here. Spirit wants you to have a different cycle in your life that's more successful. And I think if you do take this route, you really are going to be successful on your own, and you're going to do just fine. You're going to be very blessed, okay? All right, let's see. Let's see if we can get one more. Okay, so now Spirit is showing you what's going to happen if you decide to take the other route. So I believe this is, if you take this route right here, you're going to be able to end that cycle and be free, be abundant on your own, and you'll get your balance back. And you'll be good, and you'll get your mental health back to where it needs to be. Now, if you choose that other one and stay on this path, this is what came out for you. You have the Eight of Cups in reverse. You are going to try to return, stay stagnant in the situation that you're in right now. Accept the stagnancy, and you're going to have a huge shakeup. You're going to have the Tower, and it's going to be so uncomfortable. Whatever comes in for you is going to be very uncomfortable, because I don't think this situation is going to change the way you want it to. For some, it could also be, I don't know. Let me just see if anything else comes out. Okay, anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Yeah. So remember, the Hierophant is not just about commitments, it's about knowledge. And I think what you're going to learn here, if you decide to stay where you're at, this huge revelation and massive change is going to teach you something. You're going to learn. Every person, whether good or bad, goes through their karma. Even if you didn't cause all of this, you're going to have to deal with the karmic consequence of staying with someone that you're not supposed to be with. You're going to find out a lot of information. Things are going to be clear to you, but this whole foundation is going to be broken apart more than what it is. Okay, and so that news is going to come in for you if you remain in this situation. But you know, we all have our choices to make. And so I believe that you do have an opportunity, that if you make the right choice in your life, you'll have something brand new, more passionate, something that's better aligned for you, a better opportunity. And just make sure that I have a feeling that maybe what you'll find out too is that this situation was only a sex-based situation and there was no love here. Okay. So this is all I have for you, Libras. I know this is probably not the type of reading you wanted. I know most people get on here because they want to hear about butterflies and rainbows and somebody coming in to whisk them off their feet, but sometimes reality really does suck, and we do have to deal with the reality of relationships and how they can be sometimes if we're not aligned with the right person. So this probably is not for all of you, clearly, because some of you might not be dealing with stuff like this, but whoever it did resonate with, I hope you make the right choice and you'll be able to set yourself free and be somewhere better in a situation where you are loved and cared for and treated as a king or queen that you are, and are seen as valuable. Okay, so if you can, please leave me a like and a subscribe. You guys take care of yourself, and I love you very much, Libra. You guys take care of yourselves. Bye.